get a check on the forecast. Of course, we're keeping an eye on the heat, but also some activity too in the tropics.
Yeah, it's pretty far out there, but this is going to be a significant hurricane. So everybody on the East Coast has got its full attention, but we've got time to watch it. That's the good news, and we'll talk about some of those scenarios, which will be important now, not only for the Carolinas, but everybody up and down the East Coast. Tonight, pretty mild night out there. I mean, it feels like mid-August, not early September, with temperatures in the upper 70s and near 80. That cloud cover is pretty thick out there. Tomorrow, I would expect to see more of these clouds, maybe late in the day with a pop-up shower or storm, but it's really going to be Thursday, Friday. As this front gets down here, it's going to stall over the region. That actually could help kick off some stray showers and storms just about any time over the weekend. Tomorrow, we'll keep it at a 20% chance. Just plan ahead. There could be a pop-up storm tomorrow. A little better chance on Thursday, but watch what happens on Friday. It looks like a much more significant chance as we go into Friday and especially Saturday. You see the rain chances along and ahead of that stalled front, about a 40% chance. So I would say Friday, Saturday right now, the 2 days I'm watching for the best chance or the highest chance of rain. Let's go out in the Atlantic, talk about Tropical Storm Lee. You can see it's rather sticks out pretty clearly there in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. It's halfway between the Windward and Leeward Islands and Africa. Gaining strength tonight, probably going to be a hurricane at some point tomorrow. It's moving into an environment that is just red hot water for this storm. It's like high octane fuel for a hurricane. So you rarely see this from the Hurricane Center, but we're forecasting this to be near Category 5 strength, somewhere north of the Big Islands here, Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, maybe by Sunday night into Monday. And look at the wind speeds, 150 miles per hour. Remember, it could be anywhere within that red cone. The spaghetti plot's long term, so everybody on the East Coast like looking at that going, it's aimed right at us. There are signals of a churn to the north, but I actually think this will be a little bit closer because what often happens with these big storms, they help intensify the ridge because the outflow from this storm goes up here and makes that ridge stronger. So the current scenario and most of the guidance is pointing to this track just off the East Coast. So that's the most likely scenario as of today. There's a great scenario that hopefully would happen, but it looks less likely. The ridge is weaker and this goes off to the north and becomes a fish storm, but that doesn't look likely. And there's unfortunately still a probability that this could actually build back west that ridge and be stronger and force this maybe somewhere on the East Coast, maybe even the Carolinas. And that's a scenario we got to pay very close attention to. And now until a hurricane hunter gets out there, the upper air recon goes out there, we're probably not going to have a better idea until that happens. And that could happen as soon as tomorrow or the day after. It's something we're going to watch, and as I mentioned, it's got a long ways to go. You look at the timing, by the weekend it's down there north of the Big Islands, but by next Wednesday it's still down off the southeast coast, and again it would be like Friday or Saturday, so we're talking a week from this weekend. So it's a long ways out there with plenty of time to watch it. Now, one thing that would help us out, this cooler weather next week, that means the trough would dig down and keep it off the East Coast. So we've got time to watch it, but don't let your guard down. Pay attention and make sure you stay tuned for updates. I will be doing detailed vlogs for the rest of the week talking about this setup. Here's your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast. Hot and humid the next couple of days, cooler this weekend, and next week maybe much cooler with highs in the low 80s, possibly some upper 70s.
Wow. All right, Brad, thank you.